one Angelina Jolie, director of the new film, it's great, Unbroken. But first, I want to apologize for yesterday. I began the show somewhat overwrought because no one involved in the death of Eric Garner was indicted. And I want to apologize because I was wrong.
The person who did the videography of this,
yes,
that person was indicted by a grand jury in Staten Island over gun charges.
Get it? Someone was indicted. They got the shooter of the video. Let that be a lesson to you kids out there. Photographing crime does not pay. But what's so hard to understand about this is that for months, we've been going back and forth about what really happened with Darren Wilson and Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri. Did Brown have his hands up? Did he not have his hands up? Was Wilson afraid for his life when he killed Brown? Reasonable people, as well as plenty of ones, could... Okay, their pictures didn't come up. Could reach different conclusions. But in this case, there was no ambiguity. Even with clarity, though, people continued to blame this death on anything but the injustices of a flawed system.
What a lot of people don't understand is that man was a big man.
He's a huge individual.
Garner outweighed the officer by probably 150 pounds.
He is Gigantor! He is afloat in a parade! They had to bring him down. He was the abominable bro man. Okay, yeah, he outweighed one cop by 150 pounds. But what about the other 5 cops? Or maybe that's just how much racial progress America has made. You know, it used to be black people were only 3/5 of a white person. Now they're like 6. Unless there's some other reason his size is relevant.
If he had not had asthma and a heart condition and was so obese that almost definitely he would not have died from this, the police had no reason to know that he was in serious condition.
Please. Asthma, heart disease, obesity, yeah, those are serious conditions, but come on. The medical examiner's report said Garner died from compression of the neck and compression of the chest. That sounds more like death by choking than death by chocolate. You know what I'm talking about. The NYPD patrol guide defines a chokehold as any pressure to the throat or windpipe which may prevent breathing or reduce intake of air. Well, listen to one expert explain why this case isn't that.
I would not use the term chokehold. As a martial artist student, I wouldn't use that term.
Go on, Sensei.
If you go for the trach or what's called an air choke or the windpipe, you can literally kill somebody. That's illegal by every police department standard. So the definitions, it may sound technical, but it really isn't in this case, is it?
No, it is, Mr. Miyagi, respectfully. That is literally what happened. Facts on, facts off. All right, so we've established that police used appropriate force against a dangerously large, but incredibly fragile, out-of-shape monster weakling. Again, they would just want you to know, against all available criminology statistics, that everyone is equal under the law.
People are saying very casually that this was done out of racial motives or violation of civil rights. There's not a hint there that anyone used any racial epithet.
So the cops got to use the N-word for it to be racism? You've never heard the phrase, a picture's worth 1,000 epithets? I don't know that people are saying that this cop is racist, but it seems the escalation of these incidents may be a byproduct of a system that's applied unequally and with prejudice. Because if it's not that, what is it?
In this case, the police officer was dealing with a criminal who was resisting arrest. Maybe if Mr. Brown hadn't committed his crimes, right, and this gentleman hadn't resisted arrest, they wouldn't be dead today.
Yeah, or if they didn't choke him. I mean, not everyone who resists arrests. You know what? I think I can do this. Your Honor, may I approach? Not that we're having a trial, obviously. That was what the grand jury was going to try and get to be done. But if it pleases the court, I would like to introduce that resisting arrest doesn't always lead to this sort of thing. Here's evidence exhibit A.
Come on. No. Oh. Ew, get the off my arm before you're talking. Get the off. Get off.
She was being a nuisance. Like, really? I didn't even know there was a charge for that.
I'm a good person.
Watch your head. Watch your head. Watch your head.
You're telling me she was less of a menace to society at that time? Now, I understand she straightened her life out and has shown us that she is, and I'm quoting here, a good person, but... Come on, people. Won't anyone admit this is symptomatic of a larger issue?
Joining me now is Kentucky Senator Rand Paul.
I think there's something bigger than just the individual circumstances.
Thank you, Rand Paul. You know, here's a Republican who has been making an effort to reach out to the black community. He's been talking about voting rights and criminal justice. So this is a start. Give it to us straight. What is the larger issue here?
Some politician put a tax of $5.85 on a pack of cigarettes. So they've driven cigarettes underground by making them so expensive. But then some politician also had to direct the police to say, hey, we want you arresting people for selling a loose cigarette.
What the are you talking about? Well, I guess now we know what it takes for a senator from Kentucky to admit cigarettes can kill. I don't know what to say. I appreciate the purity of your anti-tax dogma, but the cigarette tax is truly the least salient aspect of this case. It's like saying, you know the problem with the Hindenburg? Government parking regulations. That's it. You know, you got Big Brother over your shoulder going, everybody's got a dock. Honestly, Eric Garner could have been out there with mixtapes or a squeegee or a snow cone, and the same kind of could have happened. For the second time in 10 days, a grand jury, which at least in federal cases has a 99% indictment rate, failed to indict an officer who caused the death of an unarmed citizen. They didn't indict him for anything, not murder, not manslaughter, not even reckless endangerment, which is like 1 degree above a party foul. And for some reason, to question a system producing that result is somehow offensive.
This process has taken place. It is our Constitution. It's the laws we live by. Get over it.
They are tearing down respect for a criminal justice system that goes back to England in the 11th century.
Yeah, so does witch burning and where we drink. But we've continued to improve upon those processes. You know, from what I understand, the criminal justice system has 2 separate but equally important parts: the police, who investigate crime, and the district attorneys, who prosecute. Okay, I got that from TV. Grand juries almost always do what the prosecutor wants. So maybe we need to look at, when it comes to the police, if prosecutors really don't want to indict them because they work with them and they need them and they're on the same show with them. They're colleagues. And that makes for a very uncomfortable situation. Hey, before I try and send you to prison, there's something I gotta ask you. This year, are you my secret Santa? We'll be right back.